Season 54 is going to bring a ton of new stuff to Warships, guys. We have vanishing decks. We have super early heavy choppers, potential for heavy chopper, rocket chopper right out of the gates. Double protos at the very end. Remote defib and Kavan in the same season. New chest rank values. Diamond and legendary chests are actually getting nerfed. And we got a super weird opening. Guys, you want to become a member of the channel, we are going to be giving away this Dr. T, the one just like it, tomorrow. For all the channel members, appreciate it if you use the code CHICKEN in the shop. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on everything this season. Let's get into it.
Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
So, lots of changes. I'm not even sure where to start. Let's just go through everything one by one. So, right out of the gates, we get a pop-up that says this season is going to be different. We have vanishing deck layouts. What does that actually mean? So, if we look at the decks 2 ER compared to 3 ER, essentially all this means is typically when you would have the 2-engine deck and then you go into the 3-engine deck, what typically would happen is you have the same deck layout and then it just gets bigger, like the pattern. This specific pattern right here doesn't change. They just build off it or they go a different way with it. If we look at the 3ER deck, and this is going to be common for this season, boom, it's totally different. It's using all different tiles and squares and patterns. So vanishing deck layouts, they do look pretty cool. If we look at the tech tree, guys, we'll break this down towards the end of the video, but look at this. We have rocket choppers right at 3ER. We have heavy choppers just after 4ER, which we've had before. That's not a first, but it is pretty crazy. And also you'll notice that heavy choppers and bombardiers, once we get to them, they are able to be boosted this season. If we skip all the way to the very end of the tech tree, we have double prototype nodes. This is just at the very end after 7ER. Double level 3 prototype nodes. Very, very interesting. We also have remote defib. I just want to show you all the new stuff first, then we'll walk through it. We also have remote defib at the very end. And we have early Kavan. So we have Kavan and remote defib. Do you know how many second wins that is? That's crazy. Troop boosts for heavy choppers and bombers, like we said. Now, this season is going to bring a nerf to legendary and to diamond chests. If we look, this season is a 3-week season. It goes until January 21st. Starting on January 1st. I will be going live, so make sure to subscribe for that with notifications on if you don't want to miss it. But let's take a look at these chests, guys, because this is going to be really interesting. Now, the chests are the same for wood, stone, iron, 18 keys, gold, 20 keys, normal. Then we get up to diamond. Diamond is always 25 keys. This season, for whatever reason, it's 22 keys. And keep in mind, this is a 3-week season, so that's not changing. And if we look at legendary, which is typically 30 keys, is 25 keys. So what does that mean? What's the impact? Honestly, I think it's a bad change because what's going to happen is the guys that are out ahead are going to be able to get as far, and it's going to be kind of a one rolling pack thing, which is never a good thing. But in terms of competitive play, I guess it gives people that are lagging behind a bit more of a chance to catch up in terms of overall keys. So it's going to be interesting nonetheless. But yeah, a lot of really new, different, interesting things this season. If we look at heavy choppers and rocket choppers, let's just walk through the tech tree here at this point. So, yeah, so starting off, like I said, we got a very weird opening. We've got mechs, we've got warriors, and we've got Zookas to start things off. That is before we get to the 3rd engine. So, if we also look here, we don't have any splash damage. And we have early shock mines, but we don't have all the rest of the mines. So that's probably going to mean warriors are going to be pretty good out of the gate like they usually are. We're going to have mechs. They already come unlocked in this node. It's not something we go out of our way for. So, I don't know. My guess is probably get to 3 and then just get to heavy chopper as quickly as possible. I feel like that makes the most sense. We're also going to pick up troop health, medkit, rocket launchers along that path. It just depends if we're going to have enough tech to stay, into gold, doing that kind of minimalist path. So yeah, and from there we have the option to go back and get Kavan. I don't think Kavan will be super helpful early on, especially without riflemen, without heavies. If you're using heavy choppers, that's the thing with the heavy choppers though, is we don't have heavies with them. We don't have heavies for very long. Let's just keep moving and going over it. So we don't have heavies until like 6 ER. So heavy choppers, they're going to be good at 4 for sure. But are they going to be enough to without the heavies? We also have shock launchers potentially at 3, rockets right before heavy choppers. So I mean, there's a lot of defenses out there to counteract the heavy chopper rush, but there's no sky shields at this point. So it's still going to be very strong. We also have seekers with a potential troop boost, which is crazy, and they're also very early. So that's definitely going to be a viable strategy. I think a lot of people will probably go for that sooner than later. And then we have building health as we move up into 5. We do have our bombardiers down here. So with the stats this season, it's 100% across the board. So the stats don't really favor offense or defense. If we skip ahead here for a sec, we see we got building damage and troop damage at the very end of the season. So that means for the most part, we're going to be playing with 50% building damage and 50% troop damage. But with low building damage, those Seekers are going to be strong, man. Those Seekers are going to be strong. So, I mean, I think you really have to pick out of the gates. Are you going Heavy Chopper? Are you going Seeker? Are you going Rocket Chopper? You got to kind of pick one of those 4 things, or 3 things. So, yeah. Anyway, so as we move forward, we've got another crappy prototype over here. We have Building Health coming into 5. And at this point, there's no boom cannons, guys. There's no boom cannons for Rocket Choppers. There's nothing really to stop them. There's cannons. That's it. Like, this is crazy. As we move down, I don't think going to bombers is the play because there's nothing really out there that's going to stop them or really cause them any problems. Then we have tanks, which we don't have to get, but you got to pick either tanks or cryos for your vacuum. Take your pick of choice. And then we do have another troop boost over here. I think the troop boosts are better than some of these vacuum multi-nodes that they put in. Like, if we look at, there's one really bad one somewhere this season. There's one, maybe it was earlier on. Yeah, this one. It's like, I'd rather have a troop boost than something like that. Like, 1 machine gun, 1 sniper tower, 3 boom mines. Like, that's a waste of keys no matter how you slice it. So, as we move forward here, guys, we talked about the troop boost. We got brick and bullet combo book. Together here as we go into this is 6ER as we go into 6ER. Coming out of this, we've got some pretty powerful multi-nodes. This is where the defense is going to start to catch up. We've got 2 boom cannons, shock launcher, or rocket launcher, and we've got building health and troop health. In come the laser rangers as well. And then the heavies are on that off note. You really got to work if you want to make heavy chopper rush work this season because those heavies are out of the way. We have mines super late this season. A lot of very different things this season. I'm interested to see what you guys are going to think. But then we got critter launchers just going into 7. So once we get to 7, this is where things start to get really defensive. We can get our troop boost, and you see you got to pick between Seeker, Heavy Chopper, or Bombardier. Which is cool. I don't know exactly how that's going to work with a 100% stat node season, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to break it down and figure it out. We don't have shocks. Oh my god. I just realized we don't have shocks till after 7ER. Oh my god. So maybe Seekers won't be that strong with no shock bombs? Interesting. So, no shock bombs and critter launchers. That's typically a pretty bad mix. So, we're going to have to see what happens there. But this is the craziest thing here, too. Look at this. 2 level 3 Doom Cannons, 2 level 3 lasers, or 2 Sky Shields. All level 3. And they're only 30 keys. So, yeah, it's a very, very different, very interesting season. Yeah, and the tech tree is fairly inexpensive. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't cost, as much as it normally does. We're not seeing a lot of 42, other than the heroes, we're not seeing a ton of 42 key nodes. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, guys. It's going to be very interesting. I am not sure what the day one path is going to be, but we will break that all down for you tomorrow. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to be reading the comments definitely on this one, just to see what you guys think and any plans or ideas. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like, find it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Chicken out. Bang, bang.